The clock is going to tick out here in San Jose. 8 seconds and counting to end a generation of frustration. 1 second left, and that'll do it. The 20th trip to the NCAA tournament nets the first Final Four for the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
CT, that has got to feel good to hear if you are a Gonzaga fan. Your first ever Final Four and 20 trips to the dance. They're headed to Phoenix, and Mark Few and Gonzaga Bulldog Nation very, very proud. The Zags beat a 16 seed, an 8 seed, and a 4 seed. So that's as chalky as it gets. Pretty much, unless you sort of saw a 9 seed in that first game. Of course, Xavier is an 11 seed in the Elite 8. They were a Cinderella that was making a deep run. A lot of folks out there, we've noticed, CT, are looking at that run to the Final Four and saying maybe this wasn't the most difficult path to the Final Four. Try telling Gonzaga that as they face off against 7-seeded South Carolina for a spot in the NCAA Tournament Championship game. Does their easy road to the Final Four discount their accomplishments, or do we need to pump the brakes?
Yeah, let's pump the brakes on that. You cannot discount what Gonzaga has done when you get to the Final Four. Okay, you beat a 1 versus 16, you beat South Dakota State. Okay, you beat Northwestern. That's pretty easy stuff right there. Right. But then you go and beat a West Virginia team that is a legit squad out of the Big 12, press Virginia, a team that's well coached by Bob Huggins. You can't say that they didn't beat anybody when they beat West Virginia. And then when you beat Xavier, you're in the Elite 8. For a team to make it to the Elite 8, they've already had a good run. When you look at what Xavier has done, beating Arizona and the other teams that they took out in the tournament, that is truly unfair. I've been as hard as anybody on Gonzaga saying they were the most vulnerable #1 seed because who had they played? Come on. No real competition in the WCC. They were beating up everybody, hadn't played any close games, margin of victory one of the highest in D1. But you can't take away what this squad has done, making their first ever appearance in the Final Four. Let the Zags live. Let Mark Few enjoy his moment in the spotlight. Don't say, well, the bracket opened up, and if they had to play some tougher teams, maybe they wouldn't have made it. Listen, we've been talking about this all season. They beat some quality teams in the non-conference, beat Iowa State, beat Tennessee. So they've pretty much beaten everybody except one opponent. They only have one loss on their schedule. So when a team goes 36-1, you have to stop hating. And I was in the crowd that didn't believe. I'm not saying they're going to win it all, but this team has proven that they are a legit national championship contender, and you cannot take that away from them.
Now the Gamecocks in the Final Four. Winner gets Oregon or North Carolina. Sorry. Yeah, North Carolina. I was still thinking Kentucky made that a game. But Luke May, of course, the hero in that Elite 8 matchup. South Carolina, no one expected them to be there as a 7 seed, and I think they'll probably get some grief for that. But I'm with you, CT. You make it to the Final Four. You make it to a championship game. I don't care who you beat.
For sure.
You earned it.